Hello, I'm Jenny. It's Tuesday and this is Newsround. There is loads coming up today, including we hear from young people getting ready for the Commonwealth Games, and we get an invite to a panda party. Hello again. Now it's the end of the Easter break for many of you and the bank holiday weekend is over. This was also the first Easter bank holiday weekend without COVID restrictions in 3 years, right around the UK. So you've been telling us what you've been up to. Summer Indigo Ice Cream says, we ate chocolate and my grandparents came over to our house for a barbecue. Yum! Thomas Pro 11 had a cricket match in the morning, then went to the grandparents for lunch. A lot of lovely food going on here. Liverpool fan Champion says they're fasting for Ramadan, which helps them to be spiritual as a Muslim. Nice one. Purple Pencil 38 went to see Warner Brothers studio tour. That sounds very cool. And Super Dude just said, eat chocolate. I feel exactly the same way. Thank you for all of your comments. We love to see them. Well, over in America, there have been lots of celebrations too. US President Biden and Jill Biden, the First Lady, hosted the first Easter egg roll since the beginning of the pandemic. It was the largest event held at their home and headquarters, the White House, since they moved in, and saw about 30,000 guests at the party, doing things like taking part in an egg race and hunting for 100,000 Easter eggs. Hope they found them. Well, it's 100 days to go until the 2022 Commonwealth Games kicks off in Birmingham. It'll be an extra big deal for athletes from the city. BBC Sports' John Watson chatted with world champion gymnast Joe Fraser and to Gabriel, a rising star in the sport, to find out more.
How would it feel winning Commonwealth gold in your city here in 100 days' time?
It would be amazing to, walk away with Commonwealth champion or numerous medals. It's something that I dream about at night. Training in Birmingham my whole life and, growing up there, I just want the best for the city. And having such a prestigious competition there where all the best athletes across the Commonwealth will come together and compete against each other, I think it will really uplift and inspire the next generation to come.
Feels a bit of an honour because big gymnasts from around the world coming to where I live. It's hard to really comprehend, I guess.
Does it sort of spur you on a bit with some of your routines and your training, knowing that you've got such a big event coming to your doorstep?
Yeah, it's great to aim for a goal, and Commonwealth Games is one of the biggest competitions that I'll ever get to, I guess.
Nice one. Next up, the Prime Minister will make his first appearance in front of the other members of Parliament since he was fined by the police for breaking lockdown rules at a party during the pandemic. The Prime Minister is expected to apologise again, but is facing calls to stand down for breaking his own restrictions. He says he wants to stay in his job and deal with the other issues people are facing. Now, there's a big change to Newsround starting from today. Every weekday, we'll be making a version of Newsround with British Sign Language available on the website. It's to allow as many of you as possible to watch the programme, and it should be available at around lunchtime each day. There's more info online. Now, rescuing people who get into trouble on the mountains of Scotland is not an easy task. Helicopters and teams of people have to search a wide area to find lost hikers, but now a higher tech version is coming. Take a look.
The mountains of Scotland, a very beautiful place that can also be dangerous. This climber was unlucky enough to find herself in trouble during an ice climb on Glen Nevis and needed to be rescued.
I'd been on winter climbs before. I'd done a lot of winter hill walking as well. But I didn't realise just how scary it would be and how exposed the route would be. And I just felt so stupid for getting myself into this situation because I thought that I knew what I was heading for, but I really, really didn't. I didn't know my limit until I got there.
She became the first person to be found and rescued with the help of a drone in the UK.
the capability's sort of awesome. Just being able to pop a drone out of a bag, put it on the hill. We could clear an area that might take a few hours on foot. We can clean that sometimes within 5-10 minutes, and then we can move so we don't have to commit people onto the hill where they could be better used elsewhere.
And it isn't just drones that the team based at Glen Nevis have introduced to save time and lives.
Again, a nice strong reading off in this direction here. Exactly this direction up here.
The team are also going to bring in new mobile phone tracking technology, which combined with drones will enable them to find lost climbers in trouble much quicker, saving time and lives.
Okay, time now for one of your big questions. And have you ever wondered how fish breathe underwater? Well, Tom Luker from the Natural History Museum has this one.
To answer that question, first of all, let's have a nice little breath in. So we'll breathe in, and then we'll breathe out. We do that every single day of our lives. We kind of do it without thinking. We're bringing air in from our planet's atmosphere, bringing it into our lungs where there's loads of fine tissues that pull the oxygen from out of the air and send it travelling around our body and our bloodstream. Now, fish are slightly different. Instead of like going, all they can do is just go, like forever, just breathe in. They breathe that water in through their mouth and flush it out through these gills, these sort of exit slits, if you like, at the back of their throat. The water comes in full of oxygen, it travels through the gills where there's fine tissues that pull the oxygen out of the water and then travels outwards. So genuinely fish, they're just constantly using their mouth to sort of suck the water in through their face. Some fish use sort of gill flaps, so in other words their cheeks are kind of wide and they can use those cheeks to flush water extra fast through the gills to get added oxygen. But a lot of fish can't do that. A great example, of course, is the great white shark, which has to swim forwards for its whole life. It has to have water going in through its mouth to oxygenate its body, else it's game over. Game over for the shark, but for the little fish the shark is chasing, well, I guess they get to breathe a bit more easily.
Next, there's been a big party at the National Zoo in Washington, D.C. in America. It's to celebrate 50 years since the first pandas arrived. In 1972, 2 giant pandas arrived from China. Now, 50 years later, the current residents got to celebrate with a cake made of frozen juice, sweet potato, apple, carrot, pears, and bananas. That sounds delicious. Well, that's all from us for now. There's loads more online, and Newsround will be back on your screens tomorrow morning, 7:45 a.m. Set your alarm clocks. We'll see you there. Bye.